Thank you.
Thank you. We only have a few minutes left, and I'd like, if you will, if you would sort of summarize each and every one of you very, very briefly. Part of my optimism exists because of panels like this, but it's not the panels. It's the embodiment. It's what you represent. And it's because of audiences like this, people coming out to see something that's important. I wonder if you could talk about a step forward, if you will. A step forward in terms of getting beyond what is the possibilities for real progress beyond that, where we basically cite back the genocides in Congo and in Darfur, and those that are, as we talked about before, those are occurring in the present, in the not so distant past, like Rwanda, and the historical lessons that we've learned, for example, in the Holocaust or the Kampuchea situation, Cambodia. Start with you, Roger.
Well, I am absolutely encouraged that the day will come when genocide is history. And I am encouraged by the fact that there is first of all, that we're having the conversation, and that there is an anti-genocide movement that is alive and well. And I would say that the thing that has frankly been most encouraging to me about this is the extent to which I see women engaged in this anti-genocide struggle. Because it is often the women and children who are the primary victims, and we have heard that in Rwanda, we've heard that in Congo, we've heard it in Sudan. But I have also been encouraged by the extent to which women are standing up and speaking out. And I didn't come to this as a feminist, and I still don't hate men, but I can tell you this, that the hope for the planet rests in the hearts, the hands, and the heads of women.
Let me take it from the legal point of view. For all of the deleterious effects that are sometimes put out there about globalization, one of the things that comes with globalization is a breaking down of national borders. And with that comes the breaking down of the sense of the power of sovereign states to do what they will with their own populations, and for no other country to pay attention to what's happening in other countries. And that is being reflected in international jurisprudence and in the work of bodies, international organizations like the United Nations that now has a mandate it's called responsibility to protect. That means that if governments don't protect their own populations, then it's incumbent upon the international community to step in.
I come to this as, I guess, the educator and the pacifist. And just as we can teach hate, I'm really optimistic that we can teach peace. You know, peace is sometimes given a bad rap. That thing, people don't really understand what it is. But I feel that if we can teach peace both at the micro level, and I mean, don't wait until they're at college or in the universities. When they're 3, when they're 4 years old, when they're 5, in the primary schools, teach about these issues. Teach about love. Teach about peace. Teach about recognizing and respecting diversity and differences. But then we also need to look at the micro level and engage the governments and help them to make that connection between head and heart, because many of them live in their heads, and we need to help them get out of there and to make that connection between head and heart. And I believe it's all about teaching and socializing people to be more peaceable.
As a filmmaker, an engineer, whether I'm in a big engineering school and commit myself to be a filmmaker. Love, justice, forgiveness. There's only twist in life. Give one twist. Thank you.
Before Albert,
Sure. I think I originally came to this film trying to be pragmatic and be a producer, and when your assistant casting director disappears from set for a day because he's reminded that the scene that you were shooting reminded him of his parents giving militia money so that they would be killed with bullets instead of machetes because they knew that they were going to die in front of their children. You lose some of that. You lose pragmatism. And you can't fire your assistant casting director when that happens. And when we made this film, talking about what happened there made it very real for us. So for me, it's about continuing the dialogue, continuing to talk about it. We're done. We made our film. We got a theatrical release. It's out on VOD. It's coming out on DVD. All great things. We can go home. We can go make new films. Instead, we've chosen to come back out on the road for these 100 days of the genocide. Because we've got these bracelets that say 100 days, and I almost guarantee you that if you lined up every primetime mention of the Rwandan genocide, probably doesn't amount to 100 days, because it got boring. And as long as people continue to talk about this, and continue to make it real through dialogue, maybe then it'll stop.